What up everybody, Wiser Wonder here with Tattoo Pro Stencils. Today it's going to be some really pretty flower designs using the flower and leaf set from your Tattoo Pro Stencils. Grab your airbrushes, let's check it out. So on this set, on the big sheet, you'll notice there's some numbers. And each shape has number 1 here, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. These are the steps that we need to use. And with step number 1, we're not actually using this hole. We're going to use the shape that got cut out of it. So paying attention to where this little spike sticks out, we're going to lay our stencil down. I'm going to move it up just a little bit. We're going to lay our stencil down and spray a nice light shadow around the whole entire shape very quickly. And that's what you'll end up with. So next we're going to look at our design and we'll look at our shape. Now remember I said pay attention to which shape the spike or which way the spike was facing. So if we try to line this up this way, our spike's facing the wrong way. We're gonna have to flip it so that they match up. Now if they match up, then you're good to go with step 2. Step 2 should line up just over your shape. Okay, and then we're gonna spray along the inside of this shape and get a mist out toward the outside. We don't want to fill this whole shape in solid. This is just for shadowing purposes. So when you pull it away, it'll look like this. Okay, then we're ready for step number 3. Once again, this will line up right along with your shape. Same thing. Spray along the inside edge of the shape and lift it off and you'll get that. Next step. Step number 4, same thing. This is going to line right up with what's already down. And once again, we're spraying on the inside of the shapes and lifting off. And last but not least, we have this step here. We'll place it right there and just give it a little shot. Pull it away, and then we're going to freestyle in the shadow in the middle of the flower there. So next step, we're going to grab some of these leaves. There's a double leaf here that works really good. We're basically just going to have these leaves popping out from behind the flower. Pretty simple, pretty quick and easy. Might as well do some popping out the top of the flower too. And let's do this one there. And one more sticking up a little bit higher. Alright, there's our leaves. We also have this awesome branch. The branch we're gonna come sticking out here. This is to mimic the design that's in the display sheet. But there's really a bunch of different combinations you can do to this. You don't have to just put one either. You can put another branch coming out too. And let's do a branch coming out here at the top. And there should do it. Next we're going to use a Graffiti Madness set. And we're just going to add some little half-tone shapes around the outside. This is just going to add a little bit more flair to the design. Make it a little bit more busy. Busy is always better. But you don't want to be too busy, because then it'll look cluttered. But you definitely want it to have a little bit of busyness going on. Last but not least, we'll break out our Freestyle Tool. Now the flower itself is already completed. All we got to do is tidy up the leaves a little bit. Just add some dimension to them. Add a couple little splits, just like the feathers. We'll do that up top here as well. Add some splits if needed. And a little bit extra shadowing around the edges. And we're good to go. Alright, so that one was quick and fast. Let's do the cherry blossom next. Julie, let's actually turn you this way. Let's get your shoulder again. Okay, so you can either build this off an existing design or it can be its own design on its own. We're gonna go ahead and just continue this branch. And this one's really long and it moves a lot, so you just gotta kind of do it a little section at a time, making sure you're holding it in place, that way it doesn't look all fuzzy. And then you have your branch here. And so I like to kind of flip this and add another little branch. Since this is sort of a freestyle tool, you can add as many branches sticking off as you'd like. Okay, next I'll take one of my cherry blossom stencils and I'll just line up the stems with the end of the branch there. These are really quick and easy. I'm just basically going around the edges and lifting off. Now when I move it to the next branch, I want to flip it so that way it doesn't look stamped. There's another, and let's do another here. Okay, and one more here. I'm going to go ahead and switch to another flower. I have this round one that should work beautifully. And this is where we'll put the rest. We'll put the rest of these on the ends of the branches. These two will look good here as a little cluster. Also, in some of these empty parts, you can feel free to put a couple flowers as well. Let's do another one right here. All right. I also like to take the leaves here and just put some leaves popping out from behind the branches. It just helps add a little bit more flavor to the design. Like so. Then taking our Freestyle Tool, knocking out some of these leaves. Now when it comes to the flowers, we're basically going to line up the Freestyle Tool and just spray a little edge between each petal and make sure they're all going the same way. Otherwise you'll end up with one blank petal and it'll look weird. So notice that the edge is always on the right. And I'm going to do this to every flower, so you want to, don't go crazy with the flowers or else you'll end up doing a lot of these and it'll get kind of monotonous. On these flowers here, this little folded over leaf, really simple, just place that on top and boom, you got the folded over leaf. Now I'm going to move over this way and continue spraying the separations of the petals. Like I said, if you go really crazy with the flowers, you'll end up doing this a lot, and it gets kind of boring after a while, so. And if you miss one, believe me, somebody will point it out. Your client will be like, oh, you missed one. Had it happen to me. Alright, make sure I didn't miss anything. Add a little bit of shadow, a little bit more shadow here and there. And here, you know, once again, feel free to use your stars or any other shape to just kind of add a little bit more pizzazz in here. And there we go. All right, we've got a pretty flower with flower and leaf set. We've got a awesome cherry blossom. Make sure if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below. Make sure to subscribe so you can see all our other awesome tutorials, and have fun with your airbrushes. We'll see you next time.